everyone, in this video I have solved reading test 1 of Cambridge 1. Let's begin with our passage 1. Our most important strategy is to read the instructions carefully. Let's begin with reading the instructions for question number 1 to 8. Complete the summary below. Choose your answers from the box at the bottom of the page and write them in the boxes 1 to 8 on your answer sheet. There are more words than spaces, so you will not use them all. You may use any of the words more than once. Now, our main strategy is to find the keywords, and we have to skim and scan all the paragraphs carefully. Let's begin with question number 1. They tried to blank burning logs or charcoal. In this question, our keywords are burning logs or charcoal. And what is the meaning of they? They are talking about some people or human beings. Now we will read our passage. The control of fire was the first and perhaps greatest of humanity's step toward a life-enhancing technology. To early men, fire was a driven gift randomly delivered in the form of lighting forest fire or burning lava. Unable to make flame for themselves, the earliest people probably stored fire by keeping slow-burning logs alight or by carrying charcoal in pots. We found all the keywords in this line. The earliest people, which means they. Probably stored. What is the meaning of stored? Preserve. Fire. By keeping slow burning logs. Burning logs and charcoal are our keyword, which we can find here. Okay. Now we can also find our synonym of stored. Preserve is here. And that is why the answer for question number 1 is preserve. They tried to preserve burning logs or charcoal. Plan that they could create fire themselves. Create means produce. Fire means flame. Themselves. Okay. Now we will read passage again. How and where men learned how to produce flame at will is unknown. What is the meaning of unknown? They are unaware. And we can find the word produce, which is the synonym of create. And we can also find the word flame, which means fire. So it is clear that for our question 2, our answer is unaware. And here is our word unaware. Okay, let's begin with another question. It is suspected that the first man-made planes were produced by. It was probably a secondary invention, accidentally made during tool-making operations with wood or stone. That means procedure of making or creating flame is accidentally. What is the meaning of accidentally? By chance. And we can find our word chance here. And they have already given us the word by. And that's why for question number 3, we can write our answer chance here. Now, question number 4. The very first fire lighting methods involve the creation of plank. Okay, in these keywords are fire lighting methods and creation of something. Okay, now in the paragraph, we will read from here. Studies of primitive societies suggest that the earliest method of making fire was through friction. We can find our keyword here, making fire or creation of fire. Through which method? The method's name is friction. And in this list of words also, here is our answer, friction. And now question number 5. For example, rapidly blank a wooden stick in a round hole. Wooden stick and round holes are our keyword. European peasant would insert a wooden drill, which is similar to the wooden stick, in a round hole and rotate it briskly. What is the meaning of briskly? At rapid speed. And we can find the word rotate here. That's why we will search for the word which is similar to the rotate. In this list of words, rotating is given. That's why for the question number 5, our answer is rotating. Now the question number 6. The use of blank or persistent chipping was also widespread in Europe and among other peoples such as Chinese and blank European practice of this method. Now, the ancient Greek used lenses or concave mirrors to concentrate the sun's rays, and burning glasses were also used by Mexican Aztecs and the Chinese. In this, we cannot find any information. That's why we will read further. Percussion method of fire lighting date back to Paleolithic times, when some stone age tool makers discovered that chipping flints produce spark. In this we can find our keyword like chipping flints, and they are asking us about the some method in question number 6, and that's why for question 6 our answer is percussion. Okay. Now for question number 7, we have to find about the some people like Chinese, Mexicans, like that kind of people. We will read further. The technique became more efficient after the discovery of iron about 5,000 years ago. In Arctic North America, the Eskimos produced a slow-burning spark by striking quartz against iron pyrites, a compound that contains sulfur. The Chinese lit their fire by striking porcelain with bamboo. They are talking about two people, Chinese and Eskimos. And they are also talking about the slow burning spark and making something like fire. That's why for question number 7, our answer is Eskimos. Now question number 8. European practice of this method continued until the 1850 blank, the discovery of phosphorus some years earlier. For this question, we will look for our dates. Like in this question, they have given us the date 1850s. And in paragraph, we can find our information mid-19. That means the mid-19th century. That means 1850. We can guess that in this we can find our answer. So we will read this line. In Europe, the combination of steel, flint and tinder remained the main method of fire lighting until the mid-19th century. Fire lighting was revolutionized. That means this method come again in light by the discovery of the phosphorus. After the discovery of the phosphorus, isolated in 1669 by a German alchemist trying to transmute silver into gold. That means they are using the same method until the year 1850, and discovery of phosphorus has happened earlier, but still they are using it. That means despite the discovery of the phosphorus some year earlier, and here our answer is despite for question number 8. Let's begin with question number 9 to 15. For that, first of all, we have to read the instruction. Look at the following notes that have been made about the matches described in reading passage 1. Decide which type of match A to H corresponds with each description and write your answers in boxes 9 to 15 on your answer sheet. That means we have to correlate this type of matches with these notes. Let's begin with question number 9. We have to use scheming and scanning for this type of questions. First of all, we have to focus on most important information from passage. We will read question number 9. Made using a less poisonous type of phosphorus. In this, our keywords are less poisonous type of phosphorus. And we can find our information here. Red phosphorus was non-toxic. What is the meaning of non-toxic? That this type of phosphorus contains minimum amount of toxic element. Toxic, that means poisonous element. We will read this paragraph. Okay. That was 62 years after a Swedish chemist called Pesch had discovered non-toxic red or amorphous phosphorus, a development exploited commercially by Pasch comparator J.E. Lundström in 1885. Lundström's safety match were safe because the red phosphorus was non-toxic. They are talking about Lundström's safety matches. And here we can find our answer. That's why we will write F for question number 9. Because we can find all the keywords here. Okay, now question number 10. Identical to a previous type of match. Identical means similar or same. Now we will read the passage. We can find our information here. Walker never patented his invention and 3 years later it was copied by a Samuel Jones who marketed his product as Lucifer's. About the same time, a French chemistry student called Charles Soria produced the first strike anyway match by substituting white phosphorus for the potassium chlorate in the Walker formula. Here is our answer. We can find that someone is copied the invention. That means the invention was identical or similar to the previous type of match, and this is known as the Lucifer's. And that's why we will write D for question number D. Question number 10. Okay. Now question number 11. Caused a deadly illness. Now we will find this information from this passage. About the same time, a French chemistry student called Charles Soria produced the first strike anyway match by substituting white phosphorus for the potassium chlorate in the Walker formula. However, since white phosphorus is a deadly poisonous, from 1845, matchmakers exposed to its fumes succumbed to necrosis, a disease that eat anyway jawbones. Which means in this passage they have given us information about the deadly illness and we can find strike anyway match here. And that's why our answer for question number 11 is E. Now question number 10. First to look like modern matches. And we can find our information at this paragraph. The first match is resembling. Resembling means looking. Those used today. That means these type of matches are modern. Were made in 1827 by John Walker, an English pharmacist who borrowed the formula from a military rocket marker called Congreve. And that's why our answer for question number 12 is C. Question number 13. First matches used for advertising. We can find our information about first matches in this paragraph. That's why we will read this paragraph carefully. The Americans, however, can claim several firsts in match technology and marketing. In 1892, the Diamond Match Company pioneered booked matches. The innovation didn't catch on until after 1896, when a brewery had the novel idea of advertising its product in a matchbook. That's why for question number 13, our answer is G, book matches, because we can find our information about advertising and first match. Now question number 14, relied on an air-light glass container. For this question, we can find our information in this paragraph. The quest for a practical match really began after 1781 when a group of French chemists came up with a phosphoric candle or ethereal match, a sealed glass tube containing a twist of paper tipped with a phosphorus. When the tube was broken, air rushed in, causing the phosphorus to self-combust. They are talking about the air rushed in, and that's why we can find our information that the glass container was airlight, and that's why for the question number 14 we can write our answer ethereal match. Okay, now question number 15, made with the help of an army design. We can find something about the military rocket marker here. That's why we will read this passage. The first match resembling those used today were made in 1827 by John Walker, an English pharmacist who borrowed the formula from a military rocket marker called Congreve. That means they took help of army design, and which is known as Congreve. And for that we will write our answer for question number 15 is C. And here they have given us instruction that there are more matches than descriptions. So you will not use them all. You may use any match more than once. That's why we can use all this type of matches for more than one time. And for that reason, for question number 15, we will write C. Now, let's begin with passage 2. We will solve question number 16 to 22. Do the following statements agree with the views of the writer in reading passage 2? They have given us question yes, no, not given. That means if the statement agree with the writer, in this paragraph they have given us some information, and if the information match with these questions, then we will write yes. If the statement is opposite to that all this information, then we will write no. And if information is not given in any of this passage, then we can write not given. Let's begin with question number 16. London Zoo's advertisements are dishonest. In this London Zoo's advertisements and dishonest are our keyword. And that's why we will read the passage. One of the London Zoo recent advertisement caused me some irritation. So patently did it distort reality. What is the meaning of distort? Distort means they try to hide something or twist the reality. And here they have given us word the dishonest, which is similar to this. And that's why we will write yes for question number 16. Now question number 17. Zoos made an insignificant contribution to conservation up until 30 years ago. In this they have given us time period, and that's why we will try to find some dates on the paragraph, and we can find 30 years here. So we will read this passage directly. Zoos were originally created as places of entertainment, and their suggested involvement with a conservation did not seriously arise until about 30 years ago. And in this question, they told us about the insignificant contribution. And in passage, they have given us information about that they have not took all these things seriously. That means their contribution was insignificant, and for that reason, in question number 17, we will write yes. Question number 18. The WZCS document is not known in Eastern Europe. Question number 18. The WZCS document is not known in Eastern Europe. In this, the WZCS and Eastern Europe are our keyword. We can find some information about WZGS in this paragraph, and Eastern Europe we can find here. That's why we will read this paragraph. The WZCS estimate that there are about 10,000 zoos in the world, of which around 1,000 represent a core of quality collection capable of participating in coordinated conservation program. This is probably the document's first failing, as I believe that 10,000 is a serious underestimate of the total number of places masquerading as a zoological establishment. Of course, it is difficult to get accurate data, but to put the issue into perspective, I have found that in a year of working in Eastern Europe, I discover fresh zoos on the almost a weekly basis. In this paragraph, we did not find any information about this statement. That's why we will write not given for question number 18. Now, question number 19. Zoos in the WZCS select list were carefully inspected. The second flaw in the reasoning of WZCS document is the native faith it places in its 1,000 core zoos. One would assume that the caliber of this institution would have been carefully examined. They have given us the information that all the information carefully examined, but then they contradict this statement by what? But it appears that the criteria for inclusion of the select list might merely be that the zoo is a member of Zoo Federation or Association. And by saying it but, they have contradicting that statement. And that's why we will write no for question number 19. Now question number 20. No one knew how the animals were being treated at Robin Hill Adventure Park. Now for this we have to find information about the Robin Hill Adventure Park. Let's find it. Here we can find information about the Robin Hill Adventure Park, and that's why we will read these lines. AAZPA has had extremely dubious members, and in the UK and Federation of Zoological Gardens of Great Britain and Ireland has occasionally had members that have been roundly censored in the national press. That means they have some information about what? About Robin Hill Adventure Park. This include Robin Hill Adventure Park on the Isle of Wight. Okay, that's why our statement is contradicting, and therefore we will write no for question number 20. Now 21. Colin Turch was dissatisfied with the treatment of animals at London Zoo. And for this our keywords are Colin Turch, dissatisfied, and at London Zoo. Now we can find Colin Turch here. That's why we will read this paragraph. Even assuming that the WZCS 1004 zoos are all of a high standard, complete with the scientific staff and research facilities, trained and dedicated keepers, accommodation that permits normal or natural behavior, and a policy of cooperating fully with one another what might be potential for conservation. Colin Touch, author of Last Animal at the Zoo, argued that if the world zoos worked together in a non-cooperative breeding program, then even without further expansion, they could save around 2,000 species of endangered land vertebrates. This seemed an extremely optimistic proposition from a man who must be aware of failing and weakness of the zoo industry, the man who, when a member of the Council of London Zoo. In this, we cannot find any information about this question. That's why we will write not given for question number 21. Question number 22. The number of successful zoo conservation program is unsatisfactory. In this, successful zoo conservation program is unsatisfactory, and that's why we have to find that the result is unsatisfactory or satisfactory, or the information is given or not in the paragraph. And for that we will read the passage. Okay, so we can find something here. Given that the International Conference London Zoo was held 30 years ago, this is pretty slow progress. The progress was very slow and a long way off Todd's target of 2000. That means Todd's target was much higher and the progression was slower than his expectation. And that's why we will write yes for question number 22. Now question number 23 to 25. Choose the appropriate letters A to D and write them in the boxes 23 to 25 on your answer sheet. These are the MCQs, and to solve these multiple choice questions, we have to find the main keyword. Apart from this, we also have to see all the options quite carefully, and then we have to match the information from the paragraph. Let's begin with question number 23. What were the objectives of the WZCS document? Objective is our keyword and our another keyword is WZCS document. Now what is the meaning of objective? Aim. We have to find the main aim of this document. Now let's read the paragraph 2. Zoos were originally created as the places of entertainment, and their suggested involvement with the conservation did not seriously arise until about 30 years ago, when the Zoological Society of London held the first formal international meeting on the subject. 8 years later, a series of world conferences took place and tilted the breeding of endangered species, and from this point onward, conservation became the zoo's community's buzzword. They have talked about the conservation program and it became the zoo's community's buzzword. That means our answer for question number 23 is B, because they are talking about to identify zoos suitable for conservation practice. Okay, now question number 24. Why does the writer refer to Robin Hill Adventure Park? Option A. To support the Isle of Wight Local Council. To criticize the 1981 Zoo Licensing Act. To illustrate a weakness in the WZCS document. To exemplify the standard in AAZPA zoos. We have to find some information about the Robin Hill Adventure Park. Let's see. Here we can find some information about the Robin Hill Adventure Park, and that's why we will read this paragraph carefully. Okay, let's begin to read from here. This includes Robin Hill Adventure Park on the Isle of Wight. which many consider the most notorious collection of animals in the country. This establishment, which for years was protected by the Eastleigh's local council, which viewed as a tourist amenity, was finally closed down following a damning reported by a veterinary inspector appointed under the terms of Zoo Licensing Act 1981, as it was always a collection of dubious repute. One is obliged to reflection upon the standard that the Zoo Federation sets when granting membership. The situation is even worse in developing countries where little money is available for redevelopment, and it is hard to see way of incorporating collection into overall scheme of the WZCS. Let's read our option. To support Eastleigh of Wheat Local Council. In this paragraph, they have given us some information about the Eastleigh of Wheat, but they did not give any information about the support. So, A is not our answer. To criticize the 1981 Zoo Licensing Act, they have given us some information about this act, but they did not mention about criticizing this act. That's why B is also not our answer. To illustrate a weakness in the WZCS document. This is our answer because they have given all information about the weakness of this document. And that's why we will write our answer C for question number 24. Now question number 25. What word best to describe the writer's response to Colin Tutt's prediction on captive breeding programs? Captive breeding programs is our main keyword and we have to find the writer's response. Okay, let's read our option. Disbelieving, impartial, prejudiced, accepting. We can find information about this thing here. Today, approximately 16 species might be said have been saved by captive breeding program. They have saved around 16 species, although a number of these can hardly to be looked upon as a resounding success. Beyond that, about 20 species are being seriously considered for a zoo conservation program, given that the international conference at London Zoo was held 30 years ago. This is pretty slow progress and a long way off Tutt's target of 2000. That means they have targeted too much, but then the progress was too slow. That means writer cannot believe, and therefore our answer for question number 25 is disbelieving. Now let's move to the question number 26 to 28. The writer mentions a number of factors which lead him to doubt the value of WZCS documents. Which three the following factors are mentioned? Write your answers from A to F in boxes 26 to 28 on your answer sheet. They have given us some list of factors and we have to find which three factors lead writer to doubt the value of these WZCS documents. First of all, we have to read all the list of factors. A. The number of unregistered Jews in the world. The lack of money in developing countries. The action of Eastleigh of Wheat Local Council. The failure of WZCS to examine the standard of the core zoos. The unrealistic aim of the WZCS in the view of number of species saved to date. The policies of WZCS zoo manager. Now we have to find information about these things in our paragraph. We will read paragraph carefully. The WZCS estimates that there are about 10,000 zoos in the world, of which around 1,000 represent a core of quality collections capable of participating in coordinated conservation programs. This is probably the document's first failing, as I believe that 10,000 is a serious underestimate of the total number of places masquerading as zoological establishment. Of course, it is difficult to get accurate data, but to put the issue into the perspective, I have found that in a year of working in Eastern Europe, I discovered fresh zoos on almost a weekly basis. They have given us information about the inaccurate data. That means there are too much zoos which are not registered, and we can find our option A, the number of unregistered zoos in the world. And that's why our answer for question number 26 is A. Now we will read other option. The lack of money in developing countries, the actions of Islay of the Wheat Local Council, the failure of WZCS examine to standard of the courses, the unrealistic aim of WZCS in view of the number of species saved to date, the policies of WZCS zoo manager. Let's find the answer. We can find some information at this paragraph. The second flaw in the reasoning of WZCS document. That means the second reason why they have doubt about this document is the native fate it places in its 1,000 core zoos. One would assume that the caliber of these institutions would have been carefully examined. But it appears that the criterion for inclusion on this select list might merely be that the zoo is a member of zoo federation or association. This might be a good starting point, working on the premise that members must meet certain standards. But again, the facts don't support the theory. And the greatly respected American Association of Zoological Park and Aquariums has had extremely dubious member, and in the UK's Federation of Zoological Garden of Great Britain and Ireland has something. Okay, now we will read our option. They have not given any information about the lack of money. The action of Islay of Wheat Local Council is not there. The failure of WZCS to examine the standard of core zoos is the right answer, because they have given us all the information about this point, about the failure of examining the standard of core zoos. And that's why our answer for 27 is D. Now we can find some information for factor 3 here. Today, approximately 16 species might be said to have been saved by captive breeding program. Although a number of these can hardly be looked upon as resounding successes. Beyond that, about a further 20 species are being seriously considered for a zoo conservation program. Given that the international conference at London Zoo was held 30 years ago, this is pretty slow progress and long way off towards target of 2000. That means their aim of WZCS document was unrealistic. And we can find list of factor E here. The unrealistic aim of WZCS in view of the number of species saved to date. Okay, now our answers for question number 26A, for 27D and for 28 is E. Now let's begin with passage 3. We have to fill up the blanks and we will start with question number 29 to 35. Complete the table below using information from reading passage 3. Write no more than 3 words for each answer. Write your answers in boxes 29 to 35 on your answer sheet. In these blanks, they have given us some dates, and it is the most easiest form of question type because we have to focus on dates on paragraph also, and we can easily find our answer from this technique. Let's begin with question number 29. We have to focus on the period before 18th century, and they have given us style of period, by example traditional, and we have to find the which kind of building materials they have used before 18th century. Before word is quite necessary to focus. Now let's see the paragraph. Here we can find some information about the 18th and 19th century. That's why we will read these lines. The use of an architectural style cannot be said to start or finish on a specific date. Neither is it possible to say exactly what characteristics a particular movement, but the origins of what is now generally known as a modern architecture can be traced back to the social and technological changes of 18th and 19th century. Instead of using timber and stone and traditional building techniques, architecture began to explore way of creating buildings by using the latest technologies and materials such as steel, glass, concrete, and strengthened steel bars, known as reinforced concrete. Now they have given us some information about building materials. They are talking about the timber and stone, and they are also talking about the steel, glass, and concrete. But we have to focus on our keyword before 18th century. Before 18th century, they are using timber and stone. And after that, they are searching for new material. That's why we can write our answer timber and stone in blank 29. Now we have to focus on another date, 1920s. Okay, and we have to find the style of period. Introduction of which kind of period? We can find some information about 1920 here. By the 1920, architects throughout Europe were reacting against the conditions created by industrialization. A new style of architecture emerged to reflect more idealistic notions for the future. It was made possible by new materials and construction technique and was known as modernism. They have given us information about the modernism. And for that, question number 30, our answer is modernism. Now we have to find 1930s and 1950 in paragraph, and we have to find style of period. Let's move to the paragraph. By the 1930s, many buildings emerging from this movement were designed in the international style. They have given us information about the international style, which was the style of period. That's why for question number 31, our answer is international style. Now question number 32. We have to focus on the date 1960s. We can find some information about 1960s here. Let's begin to read from here. Okay. Mass-produced, low-cost, high-rises seemed to offer a solution to the problem of housing a growing inner-city population. We have to find the characteristics, and we can find our every characteristic here. We can write our answer multi-story housing because it is a one kind of characteristic. Either we can write mass-produced, low-cost high-rise, and we can also write our answer poorly designed building or badly designed building. in blank number 32. Now 33. 1970s. We have to focus on this period and we have to find the characteristic. We can find some information here about the 1970s. By the 1970s, a new respect for the place of buildings within the existing town space arose. Preserving historic building or keeping only their facades grew common. They have given us information about the preserving historical buildings. Now we can find the keyword historical buildings here. But we cannot write answer preserving. We have to write it grammatically correct. And that's why we will write preservation of historic buildings. Now blank number 34. Beginning of blank era in the period of 1970s. Architects also began to make more use of building style and material that were traditional to the area. The architectural style usually referred to as a high-tech. High-tech is the one kind of era that was also emerging. That's mean the answer for question number 34 is beginning of high-tech era. Now question number 35. 1980s, and we have to find the characteristic of postmodernism. We can find our information related to 1980s here. By the 1980s, the coexistence of different style of architecture in the same building become known as the postmodern. They have given us characteristic coexistence of different styles. But here they have given us instruction about write no more than 3 words. And that's why we can write our answer coexistence of styles. We don't need to write different. Okay, now we will move further. Now we will read question number 36 to 40. Reading passage 3 describes a number of causes and effect relationship. Match each cause 36 to 40 in list A with its effect A to H in list B. We have to find the effect of these causes. First of all, we will read the question and then we will see the effect. There are more effects in list B than you will need. So, you will not use all of them. You may use any effect more than once if you wish. Causes. A rapid movement of people from rural area to cities is triggered by technological advances. In this, our keywords are rural area, cities, and technological advances. Let's find the information in our paragraphs. Okay, we can find our information about these things in this paragraph. We can find our keyword here, technological advances. Technological advances also helped bring about the decline of rural industries and an increase in the urban population as people moved to town to work in the new factories. Such a rapid and uncontrolled growth helped to turn parts of cities into slums. That means part of cities are becoming slums, and we can find this effect in our list B. Look at the option G. That's why for question number 36, our answer is G. Now 37. Building become simple and functional. In this, we have to find the effect of this cause. Building and simple and functional. These all are our keywords. Let's find the information. Now, here in this paragraph, we can find some information about the simple buildings. Let's read this. This was largely characterized by the bold use of new materials and simple geometric forms, often with white walls supported by slit-like pillars. These were stripped of unnecessary decoration that would detract from their primary purpose, to be used or lived in. They have given us information that the decoration that would detract from their primary purpose to be used or live in. And that's why our answer for this question is F. All decoration is removed. Now question number 38. An economic depression and the Second World War hit Europe. Economic depression, Second World War and Europe. These all are our keywords for question number 30. Here we can find some information about the economic depression. But the economic depression of the 1930 and the Second World War prevented their ideas from being widely realized until the economic condition improved and war-torn cities had to rebuild. By the 1950s, the international style had developed into universal approach to building, which standardized the appearance of new buildings in cities across the world. They have given us all the information about our keywords, and they have also given us information about the option H. Modernist ideas cannot be put into the practice until the second half of 20th century. And that's why for question number 38, our answer is H. Now question number 39. Multi-story housing estates are built according to contemporary ideas on town planning. Now we have to find our keyword multi-story housing, then contemporary ideas and town planning. Okay, let's find the information on page. We can find some information here about the multi-story housing. Let's begin to read from here. Mass-produced, low-cost, high-rise seemed to offer a solution to the problem of housing a growing inner-city population. But far from meeting human needs, the new estates often proved to be wind-swept deserts, lacking essential social facilities and services. Many of these buildings were poorly designed and constructed and have since been demolished. That means many of buildings have been demolished. What is the meaning of demolished? These all buildings are knocked down, and we can find our information about this at option C. A number of these have been knocked down, and that's why for question number 39, our answer is C. Now last question number 14. Less land must be used for building. Land is our keyword and building is also our keyword. Now we will see the effect of this cause. Okay, we can find some information here. 20th century architecture will mainly be remembered for its tall buildings. They have been made possibly by the development of light steel frame and safe passenger lift. They originated in the US over a century ago to help meet the demand for more economical use of land. As construction technique improved, the skyscrapers became a reality. They have given us information about the less land must be used for building, and its effects is given here. They have been made possible by the development of light steel frames and safe passenger lifts. And in this box, we have to find our option. Okay, we can find our option here, option D. Light steel frames and lifts are developed. For question number 40, our answer is D. It is the end of our reading test 1 of Cambridge 1.